Hello and welcome to this episode of Mopar Mike's Garage. Today we are going to start stripping the frame here on the Load 'em Up truck project in preparation to get the cab off and make some more room in the shed. So stay tuned. Full disclosure, I was really hoping that this episode was going to be busting this thing out for a drive. We finally had like 2 weeks with no rain. Unfortunately, it was 2 weeks that I had a wedding and was on vacation. And yesterday, when I started having these thoughts after I finished getting the lawn done, it poured and we got probably 1.5 inches of rain. So out the back doors here is probably a little wet again to be driving a 20,000 pound truck across. So we're gonna wait on that. But good news is there's still work to do on this one. We are gonna be getting ready to make a scrap run, so I might as well get rid of the back half of this frame and whatever else that I can here while I can, so I don't have a bunch of junk laying around. But today that's what we're gonna work on. So if you notice here, when I bought this truck, it was kind of sold to me as, oh, it just needs the master cylinder put in and it'll be ready to rock and roll. Well, that turned into starter solenoid and a wheel cylinder, and then the brake still didn't work and the clutch was junk and all this other stuff. So we my original intent was I slapped some paint on the frame and the wheels, and I was like, oh, I'll get the brakes working and I'll just bomb it around. So I was like, well, in order to do that, I needed fenders. And at the time, I was disassembling the crew cab for the Bighorn project. So I happened to have this set of inner fenders, which actually weren't in terrible condition. I mean, they weren't perfect, but they weren't in terrible condition. And they fit almost perfectly over the bias plies on the back here. So a little bit of angle iron and some drilling, and I turned them into a set of fenders to make it somewhat road legitimate. Unfortunately, they never really seen the road, and they probably weren't going to work that good anyway. But so we're going to take them off. We're going to save them just in case we need some donor metal for something else. Because, you know, some spare truck parts are always good. And then we'll salvage a piece of angle iron to get them out of the way, because this rear axle is the same rear axle as what's in the dump truck. So, and it's got actually a really nice set of tires on it that would spare for the dump truck. So we'll keep the axle and the tires, and we'll keep the fenders. But then basically from right about here back, we're gonna get rid of, because it's taking up a lot of space in the shed. And this is coming off anyway, and it'll probably make it easier for me to pick it with the tractor from behind it, since I don't have a gantry yet. That way I can get good and close. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Actually went pretty pretty smooth. So all that's left holding the rear axle on is the U-bolts. So that's a win. We knocked the drive shaft apart. I just cut the brake line. Fenders are off. We took the lights off the back that never ever got wired up. And the license plate, that was good. I caught that. We got the fuel tank full of awful stuff that's probably flammable off without using a grinder. There's one drive shaft. We got the carrier bearing. I just got to get the other drive shaft disconnected from the tranny. So yeah, we're gonna get this exhaust out of the way. We'll cut that off. And then we'll be up to the point of putting some jack stands under here and start cutting. See what we can do. Got the old trusty Daytona 6 tons underneath there. And yeah, the grinder, I blew up a disc and I was like, ah, this is dumb. So I grabbed the old trusty Sawzall with the Diablo blade and we got her done, made her happen. Not too bad. A little bit of smoke when we cut through the brake line, but overall I can't complain. So now I'll just have to drag this back half out of here. Finish stripping this guy, and we'll be ready to pull the cab. Tug, but no, this is good. I got the spare axle now for the dump truck. I got one step closer to getting the cab off here. What I'll probably end up doing now in the future here is I'll strip the rest of the stuff off to disconnect everything. I'll probably jack up the front, take the wheels and tires off, and I'll probably set the axle down on the ground, which will lower me at least a foot. And then I will drop the back here. I might end up turning it, and then that way I can come in behind with the tractor and pick it off or something along that line. Yeah, that's to be determined on a future state here, but that's a big step, making room so we can get the bighorn home before summer's over. And I did I had to drive through the backyard with the tractor, and the 8,000 pound tractor left marks in the yard, so I'm pretty sure the 22,000 pound truck will do a lot worse. Hopefully we can get another week of drought here so that I can work on getting that beast out and take it for a rip. But till next time, smoke them if you got them.